Welcome back to this Diablo 3 Let's Play. Yours, Sambo, Seraphis, and joining us, as always, is Tallahassee, the brutish barbarian. How are you today, my friend?
Yeah, I'm pretty good.
And it's good to be back here in the evil-filled lands of Sanctuary in the new game Diablo 3. Very excited to be here, and of course if you guys joined us in the last episode, you'll know that we went through a lot of the UI, a lot of the game systems, and Tallahassee, don't know about you, but I'm kind of chomping at the bit just to get into some hardcore questing action, killing pretty much everything in our sight. What say you?
I say less talking, more stomping.
I like the sound of that. Now, by the way, folks, there's just a couple more things that we do need to go through, and we won't do that just yet. We'll come across them as they pop up, and that is things like the skill window. And I think a lot of you guys in the first episode said, hey, can you please explain how the skill assignment works? We absolutely will. That's the window right there. But I think, Tallahassee, it's a bit easier to explain once we actually get a new skill, isn't it?
It is. It's definitely going to be a lot easier to talk through it once we've actually got some skills that we can use.
Okay, alright. So right now, again, just recapping, you can see here I have on my left mouse button, what's it called? Magic Missile, which is a signature spell, and signature spells are free to cast. That's a very important point there. And what this one does is launch a missile of magic energy causing 110% weapon damage as arcane. So that's my signature magic missile on my left button. On my right button, I've got a wand, and that shoots my wand for 2 to 3 damage, and you can see that here in my inventory. It is actually a wand, which is a one-handed item in Diablo 3, doing 3 DPS there. By the way, Tallahassee, we'll talk about your skills in just a second. I noticed here I've got a gold amount in my inventory, and it looks like, I don't know, it might be bugged or something. Apparently, this is saying I have 2,780 gold. We've only just come out of the starting blocks. How can that possibly be?
No, it's money from other characters. So I can see that I've got 14,410 gold sitting there. So,
right. So it's a count. Yeah, it's a count-wide gold, not your character.
Yeah.
All right, that's very cool. And I guess the upshot of that is that if you earn money on one character, you do the hard yards. When you start a new one, you come into the game with that benefit of being able to actually buy, you know, like better items because you've already earned the money because you've got them on other characters. Like, I actually like that idea. Kind of like the same with achievement sharing as well, how you only have to get it on one character for it to actually apply to your account. I think that's one of the better decisions that they've made in this game. What are your thoughts about that? Like, do you prefer account-wide gold and achievements, or would you prefer that it was actually character-based?
I think this is definitely better, but it does take some of the fun out of it. Like, as we go through the Let's Play, you're not going to see all the achievements pop up until much, much later, because, you know, I've probably already got them all.
Right,
you know
on your other characters.
Especially for the ones, yeah, especially like through here, because I've been through Act 1 already once or twice now.
Yeah, right.
And I think I've managed to pick up most of the ones on normal.
Right. So that's a good point there, folks, and don't be surprised then if you do some of the achievements on your second, third, fourth characters, yet they don't toast, they don't pop up. That's why, because you've already got them. So good point. Now, by the way, I'm looking at my inventory here. I'm not going to forget these. Here we go. And I know you've got some of these from our collector's editions, the Angelic Wings, although I must say it does look a bit silly on the back of a brutish barbarian, which is what you are.
Especially when I've got no armor.
It's just coming out of your back, basically. That's pretty cool. And folks, yes, I am zoomed in. Again, a lot of you guys asked, how do you zoom in like that, Sambo? Because when you roll your mouse wheel, which is what I'm doing right now, nothing happens. It's the Z key. Z or Z, depending on whereabouts in the world you are, that zooms you in or out, just so that you know. All right, so without further ado, I think we've got a task set up for us. I mean, we don't really have anything. If I hit L, which is my journal and my quest log here, it's saying that I've currently got no quests and there's no entries in my journal. By the way, Tallahassee, I think that's one thing we didn't quite explain before we get going. What's the difference between a quest and a journal? Because to my mind, they're the same thing. Why are they split out like this?
Well, no, I think the journal is to show like tidbits of information. So as you come across mobs, you get either Deckard or some other guy come up and say, you know, this is what this monster is about.
Oh, so like lore stuff. Ooh, all right. So I guess you can collect a whole bunch of them.
I'm thinking what that's about. I mean, it's does have, stuff in there for quests, world people, and bestiary.
Oh, all right. I like that. I love it. That's what I loved about Warhammer Online. I love collecting. I love Pokemon. That's going to be right up my alley. So therefore, and yet a quest is going to be our current actual quest. Now, okay, we haven't got any there. If I remember rightly, we do get a quest tracker eventually, which is cool, like an MMO. Is that right?
That's right.
Okay, and if I hit my map, I'm guessing, I can see where my stash is round the road from where we are. I can see where you are. I can see where I am. I'm guessing if there are quest tracking down the side of the screen, is there going to be quest tracking on the map as well, pointing us where we need to go?
It does. It appears as arrows on the minimap.
Oh, okay.
But it also has like a yellow or gold circle.
On the main map.
On the map as well.
Beautiful. All right, well, there we go, folks. We did promise an action-packed episode. I think that's about it for the explanation. Like I said, it's a very simple interface. There's our XP, by the way, which is that segmented line in between my health orb and my resource arcane power orb. You can see that I'm about just over halfway. 720 out of 1200. There's my XP. This is the latency meter down the bottom there. And, of course, playing from Australia, I'm always going to have only 2 bars, generally speaking. So we will definitely, other than that, go through the skills menu, which is the only one we've got left to do. You know about the inventory. There it is. You know it's got the detailed stats off to the side. Nice and simple. You've seen our quest and journal, and of course the only other button, I guess, is the game menu. So all that really is left is the skill stuff, and we'll do that as we level up. So all that's left, I think, now is for us to carry on. What do we do? Do we just carry on up this road?
Yep, so let's move along.
Alright, been looking forward to this. Woohoo! Alright, new Tristram. Awesome. And there we go. So we've got someone with a quest mark above their head, Captain Rumford. Let's have a chat to them and see what they've got to say.
Prophecy sent me in search of the star that fell on this land.
It fell on the old cathedral. There was only one survivor, Leah. You should speak with her.
Captain Rumford, more dead are coming.
We can't open the gates until we drive them back.
Alright, throwing straight into the action here. You can see we've got our objective down the side, which we can expand or collapse, and it says kill the resident dead attacking the gates. So, alright, that's good to have that quest tracker there. Like we said, Tallahassee, I guess it's very, like if you're used to playing an MMO, whoa, level 2, explosions going off left, right and centre. Look at that, we had a complete there, a new objective, talk to Leah in the Slaughtered Calf Inn, and it says you have an active skill unlocked, Ray of Frost, all sorts of things popping up here. But back to my point, Tallahassee, if you're used to playing an MMO, the UI is going to be very familiar to you, isn't it?
Yeah, it's going to be pretty familiar. I mean, it's not exactly difficult. You've basically got your main attack and then a finisher. So.
Yeah, definitely. Well, I can see now on the map, the mini-map up here, by the way, folks, just before we move on, you can see that yellow arrow, and that's pointing off to the west. And if I open my map, you can see there it is. There's that little ping, like a sonar ping, right there by the stash. That is where we have to go. You can see a couple of other things have opened up. We've got a healer, we've got a miner, and we've got a fence. Those have come up on the map there. So we'll go check out what they're all about. But most importantly, Tallahassee, let's get this out of the way so we can really just mow through the game after this. This is the last piece here, folks. You can see my skill menu is flashing. I've got a great big cross in the middle above here, and it's saying that a new skill slot is available. So I'm going to click on this. Please help us here. Talk us through what's going on. I've got a window that's come up, and on the left it says primary, and it's got a little left mouse button icon, and then it says secondary new, and it's got a right mouse button on there. Now this is what I don't get. Why would it say a secondary new skill on my right mouse button when currently my right mouse button shoots the wand? I don't get it. Explain this to me.
Okay, drill into your secondary.
Okay, so we click on it. There we are.
And you see it's got different talents in there that you can actually use. Now, for me, I generate Fury.
Right.
And these secondary talents, I guess, they are actually use Fury. So when I use them, they cost X amount. So the Hammer of the Ancients, which is the one that I've got at the moment, it costs 20 Fury.
Oh, hang on. So I've got one with new flashing above it. In fact, I'm looking at a screen, it's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. One of them's got new above it, the other's got 5, 12, then 21 above them. That, I presume, means they're unlocked at those levels. But if I hover over...
That's right.
Right, okay, so if I hover over Ray of Frost, yeah, you're right. My resource is arcane power, and it says Ray of Frost is 20 arcane power. Project a beam of frozen ice that blasts, 215% weapon damage as cold to the first enemy it hits, slowing the target's movement by 30% for 3 seconds. So hang on, if I click on this, and it says that is the assigned skill for my right mouse button. But what happens to my wand?
So if you want to try it out,
so
just right click anywhere.
Hang on, we'll accept that. We'll close that. There we go. All right, so right click. Oh! And I can move this around. Look at that, folks. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. Okay, that is awesome, and I don't have enough power, but there it is, it's regenning. That is awesome. But hang on, so when it runs out, does it revert to my wand?
Yeah.
Okay, now, here's a question for you. I'm going to be difficult. What if I instead want to use my wand? Like, for some crazy reason. What if I didn't want to have that skill there? Can I do that at this stage?
No, because all of your other buttons are locked off.
Oh, 1, 2, 3, and 4, you mean?
So you see how they got the padlock?
Yep.
Yeah, because they open it up at different levels.
Oh, but would I be able to then, once I've unlocked 1, would I be able to assign, let's pretend, Ray of Frost to number 1 slot, and then put my wand back on my right mouse button?
I believe you can, with an option which I really only just found out about.
Okay, tell us that.
If you go into options...
Hang on. Options, yep.
Then gameplay.
Gameplay, got it.
And then elective mode.
Oh, elective mode. Let me read this. What does it say? Enable full customization of skill selection and placement on the action bar. Oh, so if you don't have that turned on, are you locked? Oh, you could be locked to having only certain skills on certain buttons.
Yep.
Okay, so that's why
only the ones that the game believes should be there.
Right, so that's why some people were complaining about sort of being forced down that path. Right, so you don't have to do that. So by enabling that mode, I can put, once these other ones unlock, these slots, I can obviously then right-click on that slot number 1 and assign Ray of Frost to that, because I may not want it as one of my main mouse button spams, because I don't. It's only a slow pretty much.
That's it.
All right, perfect, great. That's about it. We'll revisit that, by the way, folks. We'll revisit the skill menus here once we get some more and they unlock. So if you're a little bit confused about it at this point, don't be too worried. All right, let's head on in. Reached ourselves a checkpoint. Oh, look at this. We've got the characters here. The NPCs actually say stuff. Burn those corpses before they rise again. We can actually speak to people. The burning bodies. Let's talk about that.
The dead have been a bane on our existence since that cursed fire fell. We have to burn them just to make sure they don't rise from the grave.
It's pretty cool how that's all voiced. Now, I've got a buff here on me, and it says, in town, you can visit merchants to stock up on supplies, use artisans to craft new items, or access your stash. I think I want to access my stash. Now, what's this healer here? What's with the healer?
So, if you're not full health, you can come and talk to him. He gives you a blessing.
Ah, okay.
And it gets you up to full health.
All right, very cool. And the merchant. Okay, so here we go, our first merchant. First look at merchant. I guess if I have vendor loot, this is where I could right-click it and sell it to the vendor, right?
Yep, which is all that I really use him for.
Oh, okay, so I'm looking in here, and it's got an axe, it's got a sword, they've got armor here. Is there a way of previewing armor, by the way, in this game?
I haven't found it.
No, control click doesn't work. Interesting. All right, if any of you guys know how to preview armor, that would be nice. Got a repair tab here, and I guess that means we can drop items in there to be repaired. Pretty obvious. And then you got a buyback tab as well, so you can buy back anything that you accidentally sold. All right, so why do you recommend against buying these items here? Is it because we're going to level up so very quickly that they'll become out of date, or is it because better stuff drops?
Better stuff drops, and you can make better stuff.
All right, there we go. Oh, I see something here. That's the stash. Let's go in and have a look. There we go. Nice stuff. Now, this is very interesting. I've already got things in my stash. How can that be possible? From my other character, I've got my wings and my dies.
Yep, because you get it all from your other characters as well.
So this is a shared bank, in other words.
Yep, which is pretty good if you want to transfer stuff between characters.
Yeah, no, it is. All right, I'm going to put my dies in there with the other one. And look, I might as well put my wings in there. That's okay. There we go, just taking up a slot in my real inventory. Alright, that is very cool for transferring stuff. So in other words, when you're playing through on, let's say, your monk, and you get a nice drop of something for your wizard, you just put it in your stash, log onto your wizard, and here it is, right?
Yep. So it makes it nice and easy.
Perfect. All right, let's have a look on the map, folks, and you can see we've got to go inside this door, the Slaughtered Calf Inn. Let's do just that. And here we are. Must say the interiors look pretty cool. He's a villager. Tristram's family.
Don't forget to grab the book.
Such a wonderful place to live.
Hang on, what book? Oh, a history of... Let me zoom in here for a second. So are these the lore snippets that you're talking about, basically?
Yep.
All right, so let's grab one and see what happens. There we go, pick that up.
For many years, villagers were too afraid to settle near the ruins of the cursed town Tristram. But as time went by, adventurers arrived to loot the old cathedral, and their business was profitable enough that new Tristram sprang up to accommodate them. Fewer travelers visit now, though, and the town is mostly populated by craftsmen and farmers.
Okay, now that was very cool. I noticed there was an icon down the bottom right there, which had a speaker icon. I presume I could have, if I didn't want to listen to it, I could have just clicked that and it would have muted it?
Yeah, if you go into your journal...
Oh, that's what I was going to ask. Journal. Okay, journal. Oh, there he is, Deckard Cain. Oh, and I can click on listen, can I? Will that replay the whole thing?
Yep.
Hang on.
And if you go to list, it shows the big list of it as well.
Ah, okay, so click on it, listen. Hang on, let's try that, folks.
For many years, villagers
and look, there's that little icon.
to settle near the ruins of the...
Get rid of it. Right, okay. All right, that's very... Oh, this is going to be fun. So I guess that you're basically able to build up this collection. Look at that. You can filter them there from quests, world, people, and bestiary. And then, look, this is what a quest looks like. Talk to Leah in the Slaughtered Calf Inn at the centre of New Tristram. And you can see there you've got all the flavour text as well. So that's very cool. You know what? It's quite nice hearing a familiar voice. Good old Deckard Cain. Great stuff. And there she is. There's Leah.
Before we do talk to Leah...
Yep.
Don't talk to her yet. Go into Leah's room.
Leah's room. Okay. Oh, another book. Woohoo! All right, there we go.
We've been under siege for
we'll listen to that as we
now.
Run around.
Uncle Deckard is still missing. Captain Rumford and the others are losing hope. I tell them not to lose faith, but if help doesn't arrive soon...
Very cool. You know what? I'll leave them to play always, by the way, folks, in the background so you can see what's going on. And, by the way, we've got a merchant here. Let's have a quick look at him. So he's selling minor health potions and other ones. Oh, and there you go. There's a symbol for something if you can't use it. It's got a padlock over it. He can do repairs as well. All right, very cool. Now, if I go back to the journal quickly, let's have a look. Go back to list. There we are, Leah's journal. Now, Leah, unless we're mistaken, Tallahassee, Leah is from the intro cinematic, right?
She is. It's Deckard's niece.
That's right. Very cool. All right, let's have a chat with her and see what she's got to say.
Are you Leah? Rumford said you survived the fallen star.
I did, but it blasted my uncle Deckard Cain into the depths of the old cathedral. I tried to search for him, but the dead were already rising. I came back here to rally the militia, but... Watch out! The wounded are turning!
Oh! All right, using my new big beam here. That is awesome! I must say, I like my beam. Now, one of the big differences, by the way, before we go any further... Hang on, she's still talking.
I will send them back to their graves. I will save your town.
Thank you. You should speak with Captain Rumford at the gate. He can tell you what to do.
All right, now...
I went to go grab some cash that was near her and she started talking.
Oh, that's okay. But no, that's a good point. So when we're in a party, whoever initiates it will be the subject of the dialogue, I'm guessing. But also it means that it will basically settle it all for the entire party. Because that counted for me. Because I've now got an objective to talk to Captain Rumford at the gate. So only one of us has to go through it all. Is that right?
Yep, which is... nice.
Yep, it is nice. Now, by the way, folks, there's a few things that have come across from Diablo 2. For example, when something drops, it will keep up the label for that item for about 10 seconds. But if, like us now, you can see we've got some gold on the ground there, the label's not showing, you can hover over it to see that label, or, like Diablo 2, you can actually hold down Alt. So there you go, you can see it, and that will bring it up for another 10 seconds. I'm not holding it down anymore, I just tapped it. But the great thing about this stuff here now, a big change from Diablo 2 Tallahassee, is we no longer actually have to click on the gold, do we? We just run over it and it will pick up. If I actually click over here beyond the gold, watch this folks, There you go, plus 11 gold. So I didn't actually click on that, and it'll be the same if I sort of roundabout way run behind Leah here. There we go, we picked up the gold. But I think Tallahassee, it's not the same for actual items, is it? You still actually have to click on those, I believe.
You still have to click on the items.
Alrighty, let's zoom back out. Take us to Captain Rumfold. Looks like we're doing very well. Liking this. At least they're nice, simple, non-convoluted quests. And by the way, look, there's our banners again, explaining those. Tallahassee location. If you were off in the middle of the whoop-whoops, we could actually teleport to you just by clicking on your banner, right?
That's right. Let's give it a test. I'll run out the front.
Oh, good idea.
If
you go to Rumford?
You click on mine, and hopefully you should get teleported to me.
Oh, that saves me running. I like the sound of that. You know what I'm going to do in the meantime? I'm going to practice my ice beam. Look at that. That's the best thing ever. Right. That's me moving it around, by the way, folks. It is so cool.
Need more arcane power.
All right, are you there?
Click on the thing.
All right, Here we go. Oh, look at that. Works perfectly. Brilliant. We like that. All right, let's have a chat to Captain Rumford.
What can I do to help you fight the risen dead?
I admire your courage, but Captain Dalton and the militia were slaughtered by those things. Only I survived.
Thanks for the warning, but I won't be dying today.
Well, I have seen you fight. Strike at the Wretched Mothers and their queen. They're the ones vomiting out these horrors.
They're attacking the barricades!
Oh, look at that. They're coming in from the north, and we now have a new objective here, which is kill the Wretched Mother. And again, following our objectives there, so we're just going to head north. Do you know what I love about the wizard is, well, like yours, there we go, kill the Wretched Mother. Oh, and then we've had our first piece drop. Now, a couple of things have happened. Now, that piece, who got that, by the way? Oh, it was me. So, cloth tunic. There we go. That's the first thing that I've actually had come up on this character. So, what's the best way to equip it? Do you drag it or right-click on it? Just right-click?
You can just right-click on it.
All right. Now, if I already had something equipped, would that bring up a compare tooltip as well?
It does.
Brilliant. And you might notice, folks, I've got an hourglass above my head. That is telling people in my party that I'm busy. Tallahassee, would you mind, I'm just going to move, would you mind opening up your inventory or something? And let's see if something actually appears above his head. There you go. So you know when your party member is not paying attention and they're busy in their menus. Nice little touch, that one, by the way. All right, so that's very cool. I had a new lore snippet come up, but it's disappeared now. Will it be in my journal? I hope so. Oh, there it is. The Wretched Mother. Is that the one?
Yep, Wretched Mothers.
Deckard Cain. Let's have a quick listen. We won't do this for everyone, folks, but I love Deckard Cain's voice. Let's see what he's got to say.
I, Deckard Cain, have spent many years traveling and writing about the strange creatures in our world. But the sight of the Wretched Mothers still haunts me.
All right, so the Wretched Mothers. Sounds like we've got we've got a bonus mission there. 3 of them. And the Wretched Queen. All right, come on. We've only got a few minutes left, but let's do it. Let's get into some hardcore fighting. That's what we want. Very nice. Now, another thing too, by the way, a lot of people do what I'm doing here, which is click, 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 click. You can actually just hold your mouse button down. Okay, I'm just holding it there, and you will move. So you don't actually have to click, click, clickety, click. If you don't want to get RSI, you can just hold it down and move. It's very handy. Now, you're basically exploding people, Tallahassee. Let's zoom in and just have a look at what he's doing there. We won't actually fight ourselves. Look at him. You actually get covered in blood as well. Or was that already there?
A little bit of both.
It's kind of cool. Very cool. And yes, there we go. We actually have to click on those damaged gloves to grab those.
I think when you're using that skill, you can actually get them to shatter as well.
Oh, really? Oh, so I can freeze them. Oh, now, before you go on, see that? Yeah, what was that orb? There was an orb that dropped then.
Health globe.
Right, so I think that's quite a big change from Diablo 2. Instead of health pots, we don't have to worry about them anymore, do we? In fact, hang on, there's one. Let's zoom in on that quickly. There it is. So rather than having to carry around health and mana pots, I think we just run over these, and that acts as your top-up health. Is that right?
It is during combat, but you still do have health pots.
Oh, okay.
You just don't need to use them as often.
Right, that's a great idea, and that was a stunt, by the way. Now, I'm just going to go into my inventory and equip my damaged gloves. And yes, folks, by the way, the answer to, does stuff actually show up on your character? Yes, it all does. You will actually see a visual change, which is very cool. All right. I love what the Barbarian does to mobs. It just decimates them, doesn't it? It's amazing.
It does. It's funny because they just disappear into space.
Oh. There we go.
It's very Skyrim.
Yeah. Wretched Mothers killed. We've got 2 out of 3. So we might as well keep going. I'm just going to go into my inventory again. What have we got there? More chest armor. I've got an inferior mace. That's no good for me, is it?
Probably not, no, but dungeon.
Oh, what? Dungeon?
Come on.
Oh, cool. Damp cellar. Our first little Diablo 3 dungeon. Fantastic. Oh, it's very small, isn't it? Ah! Dead Rising. And level 3, nuclear explosion. You're never going to miss the fact that you leveled up in this game, are you?
No, you definitely get to know.
Alright, so how do I know if I've got a new skill point? Nothing's flashing. Do I just bring up my skill window? There we go. And right, so unless it's flash... Oh, it says primary new. New is flashing over magic missile. Do I click on it?
Yep, so click on it, and it'll let you drill in.
Oh, so now I get to choose between Shock Pulse and Magic Missile. Shock Pulse is a signature spell, again, that is free to cast. Release a medium-range pulse of 3 unpredictable charges of electricity that deal 105% weapon damage as lightning. Alright, well, we'll swap out that. We'll see what it looks like. But here's where people get confused, right? I no longer have my Magic Missile. So let's say I wanted to swap that back. How do I do that? How do I get back in there and, you know, I've got this ability which is my magic pulse thing, but what if I want my missile back?
Yep, okay, if you go ahead and drill into your skills again.
So right click on it. Here we go. Yeah.
Yep. And then click on secondary.
Secondary, yes.
Yep, so click on secondary.
Right, it's brought up my Ray of Frost, which was on my right mouse button.
Yep, and if you click on the arrow pointing to the left...
Oh, so I can choose anything from anywhere for any... Oh, so hang on, if I put Magic Missile now on there and close that... Oh, so it is completely customizable. There's my Magic Missile, which is my right mouse button, and my left, which, well, I've got no target. That is my new... so hang on, I'm going to do that again. Go into Skills.
If you press Shift, it'll let you go ahead and stand still and cast.
Another great tip from Tallahassee. Thanks, mate. Alright, so that's the... Oh, right, that is Shock Pulse. Okay, so now I can choose. I've got basically my left button and right button. I just click on one, and I go left and right through all of this, and I can pick any one of all the skills that are unlocked to go on there, right?
Yep.
That is brilliant. Alright, so what I want is, for this time, I want Magic Missile on my left. There we go. And on my right, I want the new Shock Pulse. There we go, except it is that simple, folks. There we go. So holding down Shift, thanks Tallahassee. There we go, Magic Missile on left and Shock Pulse on right. I am very happy about that. Right, let's get out and test these. Ooh, that's very flexible, isn't it? So, I mean, a lot of people were getting very upset, Tallahassee, about how inflexible the system was. And I guess without that option that we turned on before, it would be a little bit inflexible, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I got really shirty about it. I really didn't like it. And did you get the Traveller's Journal as well?
I did, thank you very much.
Came upon a most grisly sight. A heap of dead bodies. Unbelievably, as I was searching them for any items of value, they began to rise. I must tell them of this in New Tristram before it's too late.
Alright, nice little lore snippet once again there. So we've got 2 out of 3 of these Wretched Mothers. Now, another big question I'm sure a lot of our Diablo 2 fans will be wanting to ask is, you know, one of the great things about Diablo 2 was the fact that, oh, there's a Wretched Mother, by the way, was the fact that every time you go into a level, it's pretty much random. And there we go, completed there. Is it the same with Diablo 3? Are these levels random?
This part of it isn't, but the rest of it is, like, because this is basically still the tutorial part of it. It's pretty much the same.
Okay, but that's good to know. By the way, I've got an adventuring buckler. Looks like I can actually equip that and keep my wand. I can. So I've got a shield. That's unusual for a wizard. And it's a magic shield as well, and it grants +1 XP. So, wow. Alright, that's great. Now I want to read what this Shock Pulse does again. Release a medium-range pulse that deals unpredictable charges of electricity, dealing 105% weapon damage as lightning. Alright, so that's pretty cool to have up. Alright, we are definitely out of time. Let's just finish off some of these. And it brings up a great point, by the way. Oh, there's a tunic there. How good's that? Yep, much better than what I've got on. There we go. Oh, I've got a red gear on now. That's very cool. Actually changes the complete look of it. Here we go, the old ruins. Now, Tallahassee, we are halfway through a mission. Like, we haven't finished. We've got to yet kill the Wretched Queen. Now, I deliberately don't want to do that because I want to find out what happens. What happens if I log out now? If we finish up and log out... Oh, there is the Wretched Queen anyway. Alright, but if we didn't kill her and logged out, what would happen next time we logged in?
It saves as the last checkpoint.
Ah, okay. So we would have to possibly do a little bit of backtracking.
Yeah.
Okay, that's alright. Oh, a weapon rack. And by the way, I've spotted something over there which will make a nice little close to our episode. Did I see a waypoint?
You did?
And presumably that's going to take us back...
Did you notice over here there's another dungeon?
Oh, is there? Hang on. Because that should take us back to Tristram, right? New Tristram.
Yes.
Alright, in we go.
Dark Cellar.
Alright, we're already over time, but how? Let's finish off seeing as we're here. You know what? The range on this wizard is nuts, isn't it? It's very long.
Well, it's meant to be.
Yeah.
What the hell's he doing?
I love the way that you slice...
Here.
Yeah, but you slice them in half, and then the upper half of their body actually crawls along the ground. Oh, look, we've got a chest. Oh, was there nothing in the chest? Or nothing for me?
Oh, nothing for you apparently, but I got a cloth tunic.
Oh, very nice. Well done. Alright, let's go back. I think I made a couple of friends over this way, yes. You just completely smash them, don't you? It's hilarious. Alright, there we are, folks.
Yeah, it is pretty funny, because they get flung straight up in the air.
Yeah, it's
And if you'll notice, this place is called Griswold's Fine Weapons.
Haha, very cool. Come on, folks, 10 internet points for anyone who knows what that reference is about. But look at this. Just like in Diablo 2, we're always very excited when we get ourselves to a new waypoint. Let's click on that. And there it is. Is that going to be open forever now, I assume? There we are. And... oh, look, it actually has a little icon there. This is the closest unlocked waypoint to your quest objective. Very nice touch there. Let's go through. And there we are. We have to talk to Captain Rumford. What we'll do, though, is we'll leave that till the beginning of the next episode. If we do that, by the way, will it still be there, or will we have to do any backtracking if we log out now?
No, it should be done.
Alright, so hopefully he'll be standing there still with a exclamation mark above his head. There you go. I am starting to look more like a wizard. Tallahassee's starting to look more brutish like a barbarian. And of course, we're really starting to get into the action now. So can't wait for the next episode. Can't wait to get lots of new skills unlocked and my slots as well. So we can have a whole raft of them up rather than just the two. But in the meantime, folks, we've got to get out of here. Thank you very much for joining us. Hope to see you next time. Hope you're having a great day wherever you are in the world. On behalf of myself, Sambo, and Tallahassee, it's us saying take care. We'll see you then, and bye-bye.